This will probably be the hardest show I ever make right here. So I guess it's no coincidence. I just realized this making the coffee that uh, it's January 2nd. It's the 9th anniversary of the show. And my plan for 2019 was to shut down the show and pursue my side work career, so to speak. I'm a handyman. Uh, Basically, do a lot of side jobs. I work a full-time job, and I work a lot of side jobs. Uh, but I've been neglecting a lot of side work to do the show. And it's getting to the point where it's just not fair to my family anymore. It's not fair to my son. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I made a I made a big push in 2018. 2 shows a week. I figured this will be the big push. This will put me to a place where something will happen where I can justify it to my family the amount of time that I'm sinking into the show. I guess that's what it boils down to. You know, I know a lot of people don't know, but when I film the show, I do it at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then I take it downstairs and I edit it. I know it doesn't look like a lot of editing goes into the show, and a lot of editing probably doesn't go into the show, but I'm an adult and I have a hard time figuring it out, so it takes me a long time. And so by the time I'm done editing, it's around 9:30 in the morning. And next thing you know, I got my wife looking at me with arms crossed, like, really? You're out there and down here for 6 hours. You know, it's twice a week, but I do wake up at 3:15 even when I'm not doing the show. And I have to sneak downstairs to do research on games, which basically means playing games, but I'm playing games with the idea that I'm going to review them on the show, or I'm going to talk about them on the show, or I'm going to figure out material for the show. So it's research, it's reading. I know it's a numbnut show, so it doesn't seem like there's a lot that goes into it, but I really do take time on the side. And so I think it's really wearing on my family. My wife is very supportive, and she's not very supportive. No, for what I do, she's very supportive. I'm not crying, by the way, all right? It's just 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. Can I have watery eyes? But it's getting to the point where it's kind of wearing the family down. And what I mean by that is by waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's like she's ready to go out to the family's house, the mother-in-law or whatnot later on in the day, and I'm kind of like, I'm half sleeping sometimes. I'm so exhausted. And it's because of the show, and it's starting to become that kind of narrative at home. Oh, you're tired because of the show, and because of the show, and you don't have time to do this because of the show. You can't fix the ceiling in the bathroom, but you can do the show, and So I made this hard push in 2018 because I didn't want to do it on anybody's back but mine. And I wanted to, at least the thing to be self-sustaining, so I could say, look at what's happening here. I've been telling that to my wife for the past, I don't know how many years. Look, it's going to happen. Look, it's going to happen. I'm getting more subscribers. At the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck. If I was a single guy, I'd make it happen, I guess, somehow. I'd devote more time to it. But I'm not a single guy. I have a family. And there's certain things that I should be doing that I'm not doing. So that doesn't fly anymore. You can't, listen. I've been living on this dream, and I've never felt so powerful about something ever in my life. Honestly. I never in my life had any doubt. I have had doubt about the show, but something's always pulled me through it. Something's always made me gravitate back toward it. I mean, I thought about wrapping up the show many times. But something's always pulled me back. And it's probably the reason why I have this idea in my head that there's a higher power. And I'm not talking religion here, guys. I'm not talking about who knows. I don't know. I don't know, and I'm not going to try to tell you that I do know. And I'm not going to try to tell you what you should know or what you shouldn't know. All I'm telling you is something's going on. Because there's always been this pull back here. But it's always made me work the hardest. And I'm like, what am I doing? What the fuck am I doing here? Anyhow. So moving forward, I thought about it, and this is the last thing I want to do. It's the last thing I want to do. You guys are the reason why I'm here. If it wasn't for your support through the years, I wouldn't be here. I simply wouldn't. So for me to ask for more, it turns my stomach. But I gotta ask myself, do I want to continue the show or not? I'd love to continue the show. There's nothing more. I'd love to do more. I'd love to hit the lotto tomorrow. Or, maybe get a job that pays more. I know a lot of people out there think I'm like I got money. Because I'm buying these games, or I don't know. People assume that I have money. They even say it to me in comments and stuff like that. And in messages. Like I'm doing okay. I got news for you guys. These games that I buy, you think I'm buying them recreationally? I'm sneaking under the radar from my wife. She really doesn't know about these games. This is no thing. When I'm spending fucking $600 on a Dinosaur Peak or $500 on a Bounce Adventure, all right, the old lady doesn't know about that, and God help me if she did know. Thank God she doesn't. She's got the brains not to watch this show. But it's other things too. It's me buying a camera without her knowing. Or it's me buying a new microphone that costs a couple $100 without her knowing. That's not very fair. And I try to balance that out, but it's not fair. Let's face it. Holy schmackerel. Hope she's not watching this one. Anyhow, I guess what I'm getting to is I'm going to set up a Patreon. I really don't know how it works. I haven't done any research into it. Hell, I don't even know if they'll even support my channel because of my content. I really don't know. But I'm going to set it up, and that's my plan for 2019. So if you'd like to support the show, that's fine. If you want to say fuck you, Bithead 1000, because I know I've spoken out against it before, but I just don't know how I can keep on going with this. So there you go. There's my panhandle. All right. Jesus Christ! I'm glad this is over with. But anyway, it's just a reason to say, to my family, look. It would be so nice to say, and this is the way I legitimately wanted to do it. It would be nice to say, be able to go downstairs and do what I got to do, and if the wife comes down and says, "What are you working on that show again?" I could say, "Yeah, fuck you, because this show does this for us." And I'm not even saying I'm going to take monies from the show from you guys. It's going to go back into the show. It's not going to go into paying my bills. It's just going to float the show and the time. I don't know what to say. Whatever. I guess I guess what this is my last ditch effort to try to keep the show going. And, I'd love to do a lot more things with the show. It's hard for me to do Let's Plays, when my wife is doing, running laundry up and down the stairs. And it's like, honey, I'd help you with the laundry, but I'm doing a Let's Play right now. you don't understand what I gotta go through over here to keep this thing going. I sneak around, man. When I play video games or I do some work for the show, I gotta sneak it. It's tough. It's stressful. And I can't do it anymore. Just can't do it anymore. Oh God. Anyway. Yeah, so like things like doing the animated intros for the show and whatnot. I did those up until I had a pirated copy of Photoshop, and I love doing those intros, even though they took 8 to 10 hours a piece. That's why I had to cut out the animated intros. I'm sitting here making intros for a show that had at the time 2,000 subscribers, and I'm sinking 8 to 10 hours into making the intro. Which is basically, what a minute and a half animation. Yeah. So I remember I lost when my laptop broke down, I lost my pirated copy of Photoshop. So that was basically the end of the intros. I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm going to buy Photoshop again. And then I'm going to spend another, 8 to 10 hours a week. I love everybody. Bring the intros back. Yeah, okay. Just get my divorce papers ready. Honey, you want to go see the tree out in Lincoln Center? No, I'm working on a 10 to 12, and the intros were getting more elaborate as time went on. I swear I had like 20 hours. I think into that Steven Seagal Richie scene. One that I made, I think I had like 20. I had a ridiculous amount of hours into it. It was so stupid. It was so fucking dumb at this. Anyway, is anybody still awake? Guys, listen. If you want to support the show, support the show. If you don't want to support the show, you don't have to support the show. That's all I'm saying. But yeah. Anyway, guys, Happy New Year.